How long have we been going? 2 hours, 48 minutes? We can go a little bit longer. Okay. Let's watch this guy's video on what he calls thought uniforms, weaponizing men's insecurities. So this guy's an incel. And he promotes, like, red pill stuff. So let's see what he has to say, shall we?
So the other day I saw this video. I actually made a whole video response to it, but I decided it might be better to just do this. So this woman, I actually saw a clip on Reddit. Excuse me. And some people were going, yes, Queen Slay, or whatever nonsense. I think I saw it on Female Dating Strategies. I saw it somewhere. And this young lady was answering the question.
Female Dating Strategies is an awful subreddit full of really, really toxic people. So, interesting that he cherry picks from there to talk about women, huh?
I'm sorry. To tell the true story, I think I just got drunk somehow, and I'm not even drinking. This is V8 Splash. I don't know what happened to me there. So, this is some Instagram influencer. I don't really remember her name. Don't really care. She received a question in one of her Q&As, and you know what? I'm just gonna play the clip.
My boyfriend doesn't like the way that I dress. He says it's too revealing. What should I do?
So there you go. You have it now. You have the context. This is her response.
Oh God. I'm probably not the best person to ask this because I'm very passionate about this, okay? So being in a relationship with someone does not mean that you own them. You are allowed to be your own person in a relationship. You're allowed to dress the way that you want. You're allowed to, do your hair, do your makeup, do whatever you want.
Yeah, pretty much. If your partner doesn't like the way you dress, that's on them. That's not on you. You can't force people to dress a certain way. You don't own that person.
The way that you want to. And this whole, my boyfriend won't allow me to wear this because it's too revealing, honestly just screams insecurity to me. Me going out like this while my nice little boobies are showing is not disrespecting you in any way. This is my body.
Yeah, I agree. Same thing. And the same thing would be true in the opposite. Let's say you're a dude who works on how they look. You work out, you hit the gym occasionally. Hopefully you're not someone like, what's his name? Elliot Hulse, who's like a dick about it. But like, you keep in shape, you know? Let's say your girlfriend was like, hey, can you stop wearing those shirts that show off, like, your body or whatever? Because I'm very concerned that a woman's gonna want to steal you because you're showing off your nice body. That would be ridiculous, right? You don't get to dictate what the person you're with wears, right? If you're insecure about something or insecure about your relationship to the extent that you think that what that person is wearing is going to lead to them leaving you, then you have issues you need to deal with. That's a you problem.
It does not always need to be sexual. This is just anatomy. I cannot take my boobs off before I go to, the mall.
Devious Chillster with 25 bits. Jesus Christ, if I fell in love with my current partner partially because of how she dresses, this is wild.
And I shouldn't have to hide myself because you are either insecure about other guys seeing me or you think that this is going to attract other men.
Right, like this lady right here is just wearing like a tank top. She's got, I love her tattoos, by the way, but like, she's wearing a tank top. This is like a normal shirt. But I feel like someone like this guy is going to be like, look at her showing her tatas or whatever ridiculous thing. Like, dude, nothing will be enough for you. So you need to deal with your issue, okay? People wear tank tops, especially if it's hot out or if it just makes them comfortable. You can't be like, I don't like that you wear tank tops. Why don't you wear hoodies all the time, even when it's 90 degrees?
Like, if you are in a confident and strong relationship and you trust that person, then you should not worry. I should be able to go out naked and you should still trust me that I will be faithful to you. So yeah, this whole like, my boyfriend won't let me wear this just doesn't fly with me because I'm like, your boyfriend does not own you. A strong and, confident man will recognize that and he won't be intimidated by that. Oh, that one just gets me heated.
Now, this response bothers me just a wee bit for two reasons.
Why does he keep, like, almost trying to do an accent sometimes. Why is he doing that?
Okay. Now, reason number one is the actual query in question. Okay. And that is, a woman is in a relationship, and she decides that she wishes to dress in revealing clothing and revealing attire. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of us kind of have an understanding of like what's probably appropriate, what's probably reasonably, you know, showing off your skin. Of course, in hotter climates and more humid climates like in Florida, you'll probably see short shorts a little bit more often. Ironically, I don't really see short shorts very often here in Florida, but I mean, I'm just also not near the beach area either.
Anytime I've gone to Florida, and I've been to Florida a lot of times in my life. I've been to Florida probably 8-9 times. I don't know. My grandparents lived there, and I went to see them like every summer. So I've been there a lot. People wear short shorts a lot. People wear shorts. They wear tank tops because it's really hot and humid a lot of the time. Like, what?
I just don't really see that. We all seem to be pretty...
Cherry Tree Boy with 40 bits. I mean, Hannah, I always wear sweatshirts because I have dysphoria. Yeah. I get that. But
adapted to the climate, so we just kind of wear whatever we want. It's not, we're not normally like, you know, like bare chested, right? Unless we're like exercising or something. So I mean, revealing clothing, my point in saying all that might be relative to the person. I don't know, but like, I think we all have some kind of grasp on what we mean. Is my ultimate point, that we kind of understand, you know, there's a little bit of just kind of a little bit too much sometimes from a young lady. You know, if she's in a relationship.
No, it's none of your business. Why do you think you get to dictate this to anyone?
Now, women probably don't really understand this perspective from males because women are narrowly attracted to men. Like women, women for the most part are very solipsistic in general.
What? Women are solipsistic. That's the weirdest sexist, like, worldview I've ever heard. Solipsism, for those of you who don't know, is a worldview, a philosophical view that because the only experience you have is your own cognition, and you can't prove the cognition of others, that the only cognition that actually exists is yourself. And everything else is just happening inside your own head, right? Basically, it's a positing that no one else actually exists. They're all part of a fantasy that you've created. It's basically philosophical suicide. It's insane. It doesn't make any sense. And he's claiming this about women. He's claiming, like, all women are somehow partially solipsistic. What? In what way? You need to expound on that bag of crazy before you move on. Roundabout way of explaining they're selfish, but that's like a different thing, right? Like, if you think women are selfish, that's also effed up. But, like, then just say that. Solipsism is not, like, an exaggerated word for selfish. It literally means you think the people around you aren't people. Like, that's a completely different level.
They also think that men think like them, okay? They don't recognize just how different males are. Like, and males, and like females have a very
females and males
narrow and specific attraction to men, okay? Like, if a girl likes basketball players, that's it. Nigga. Like, you gotta play basketball. That's it. If you play football.
What? No. Like men, everyone is different, right? Women are just other human beings. So different women are gonna be into different, like, body types, personality types, just like dudes are gonna be into different, like, personality types and body types and all sorts of different factors that go into what you find attractive. What is this idea that, like, women operate like a Fisher-Price playset? Like, I like the ones that play basketball. I like the basketball players. Well, I like the firefighters. Like, what? Women are apparently only attracted to, like, one genre of man.
Football, it be what it be. Men, we don't operate like that. You can be a maid. You can be an accountant. You can be a doctor. You can be a teacher. The bottom line is, you're a woman. Like, that's it. Like, when you hit that...
if your standards are so low, dude, why are you still single? Like, no offense, but again, you've talked about this before. You're single, and any relationship you've been in hasn't lasted long enough to get physical. If your standards are that low, you should be rolling in it, right? But you're not. So what's going on, bud?
Bare minimum, well, you know what I'm saying? So, like, our attraction to women is very broad and it's very general. If you're just not that fat, hell, you can straight up be very fat. You're going to find someone that wants you as a woman. You can be fat and...
Okay, and I would argue pretty much no matter what you are as a man, as long as you're not a complete asshole, even if you are an asshole, you can probably find someone who will date you, right? Like, the same thing would apply equally to both groups of people. What?
And be a wonderful human being to be around, and then just work on losing weight, and then you'll just be fantastic, and you're just having your pick of the litter usually, right? Like, that's what you get as a woman, right? And women don't recognize that males we like them as the end. We like them. So, like, for some reason, because they're so solipsistic, women don't recognize that when they dress in a revealing way, we already like you.
It's not for you! How many times has this been explained? Like, if a woman is out there in Florida wearing short shorts, it's not necessarily because she wants you to find her attractive. It's because it's hot out, you idiot! How hard is this to explain? It's like, does this guy, if we're gonna talk about solipsism or being self-centered and not being able to see other people's worldviews, does this guy spend all his time trying to cater himself to what he thinks women will find attractive, therefore he thinks women do the same? Like, what?
Getting close to naked is just gonna, send us into overdrive. You could be a nun. We already like you. But now, you're showing the cuff of your butt cheeks. What, you think we're not gonna... as a woman, I don't understand how your brain doesn't pick this up. How do you make this complaint? There's no way you don't understand this, ladies. There's no way... You can't not understand this. You know what I'm saying? You can't be that ignorant. You just can't.
This dude's gross.
Can't be. You can't be. You have to know what you're doing. And this is what leads me to this point right here. If you're a woman, and you're in a relationship, man, you're dressing in a revealing way, you're posting hot pictures on Instagram, you're doing all this stuff, you're doing all this stuff, you know what you're doing. Fam, what's your motivation? And I don't ask this facetiously, I don't ask this sarcastically, but
if they're wearing, short shorts, it's hot out, and they want to stay cool. That's the motivation, idiot.
Ask in all sincerity, what's your motivation?
Or, they like how they look. They like how they look. Either or, maybe both. Who cares? Regardless of the reason someone has for wearing something, it doesn't automatically mean it's for you. You should see what the Proud Boy speakers are saying. It's effed up. Let's see.
But I think these Democratic leaders who allowed this to happen need to be shot dead in the street.
Yikes.
And you don't even know you're bringing in the New World Order, do you?
Yikerinos.
What's motivating you to do all this stuff? I just explained here in Florida, we don't have to dress in super hot pants. We're adapted to the heat, so you're...
What? No. What? Dude, again, I've been to Florida. It's hot. It's humid. People wear clothes that allow them to stay cool. Talk about solipsism. I'm sure it's been explained to you and you still refuse to accept the answer. You can't just adapt yourself to your environment, right? There's a certain amount of that. Like, let's say I'm from Michigan. So let's say it's let's say it's really cold here in Michigan. It's fall or it's winter. and then I go down to Florida, and it's hot. It's going to feel really hot to me, even though to them it's a cooler part of the year, because I'm used to the cold, but after a couple weeks I'll get used to it. That's not really adapting to the heat as much as it is being used to one thing and then getting used to something else. But even so, there are limits. Hot is hot. When it's hot outside, people still want to wear shorts and tank tops. Or if, like, I don't understand what this idea is that you think people just get used to heat to the extent that they don't need to wear shorts. Bumble Homestead. There's a person with a Trump flag and a Q bumper sticker in our neighborhood. I've advised our children not to walk near that house. Yeah, definitely a good idea. Yikes.
Definitely not doing it, because you're hot. Come on, let's be fair. Let's be real. Seriously? You're probably not that hot. You're probably not that physically hot.
Dude, stop. It's not for you. What do you not understand? The accusations of solipsism are hilarious coming from him. Like, dude, you're assuming everything in the world is done for you. You don't get to call people solipsistic when you're behaving this way.
Temperature probably isn't all that much to a boiling point. Really, it isn't. And honestly, if it is that hot, you probably just go inside and look in the AC. You're not dressing in revealing clothing because it's hot. I used to see women say that shit all the time in the past when I did video responses to feminists. Oh, because it's hot outside, so I'm wearing some shorts. No, nigga, get that mess out of here, dude.
Okay, so you just don't like the answer that is accurate, so you're gonna laugh at it. That's not a rebuttal. That's not a rebuttal! Not everyone has AC either, you dick.
Like, we know what it is, man. Like,
no, you don't! Like, dude, I hate it so much that this guy, like, talks as if he's, like, an authority on women. And, like, he's mentioned before, and let me be clear, there's nothing wrong with being a virgin. I don't even think it matters. It's a useless term, right? It's literally... like, we don't call someone who's never gone on a 3-mile run something, right? We don't call people... it's an arbitrary guideline. But this is a guy who's never been with a woman physically. He's never been in a close enough relationship where that's been a factor. Yet he thinks he's this, like, galaxy brain chess player that understands the motivation of women. It's absolutely bonkers. Hello, Jimmy. Welcome to the stream.
Like, we know what it is, and you all know what it is. You want male attention. That's why men are bothered by it. Because even if you're a woman and you're not putting this together, let me be that. Let me be that liaison then. I'll be your liaison here to the male experience.
No. I'd imagine there are a lot of men in chat who are not going to enjoy you being the spokesperson for men. This guy is handsome enough that he could get laid if he had a decent personality. Yeah, that's what I don't get either. I don't think he understands. Like, this guy, if he... I think he could go for, like, a fresh cut and maybe trim the beard so it's a little less scraggly. And he'd be, like, an above-average-looking dude. There's nothing wrong with this guy. It's just his personality. He's just awful and thinks really, really poorly of women. Why does anyone have to be our spokesperson? I agree. I think it's stupid when anyone tries to speak for, like, all men or all women or all anything. It's really, really dumb.
When we see women in tight revealing clothing, we think it's an invitation. So
it's not. So stop it.
Sorry, ladies. Sorry. If you don't mean...
Yes, apologize and then change your behavior, you asshole. Like, you don't get to be like, sorry, women, I take the clothes you wear as an invitation. Like, yes, don't be sarcastic about your apology. Apologize and change your behavior, shitbag. Seriously? Like, how selfish do you have to be in order to be like, I view women as objects, and if they don't like it, they better change their behavior. Like, how about you change your behavior, douchebag? That's why you can't get with anyone, because you're an asshole, not because of the way you look.
For it to be an invitation, don't wear it. I don't know what else to tell you, but our brains interpret it as an invitation that you want some male attention. Listen.
No! No, it isn't. For everyone in the chat, this dude, obviously people in the chat are like, no, we don't. This guy speaks for himself and no one else. I don't think that... I don't think that poorly of men that I think what he is saying is true about men. Saying anything is true about all men or all women is incredibly stupid.
Listen, you're already gonna get male attention by the mere virtue of your existence. Listen, I didn't make the game, okay? I didn't make the game, I just misinterpreted it terribly. The rules, I'm just a player, okay? Take this one up.
You're a player in Monopoly who's on round 30 and you haven't even passed go and collected $200. Kind of a weird thing to call yourself. I'm a player, are you? Are you?
With the Lord. Talk to the Lord about this one. Cause I can't help you on this one. But there just really honestly ain't much we can really do about our default programming. Excuse me. I'm sorry, but I'm also not sorry. Because I didn't have anything to do with it. I was just born this way. And if you accept, and this is something
I have shitty behavior and I refuse to correct it. So sorry, not sorry. Fuck you? What do you want people to say to that? If you recognize that you have bad behavior, then why are you going to say, I recognize I have this bad behavior, but I'm not going to do anything about it. Nah, 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 nah. Okay? Don't expect people to want to engage with you then in any way. Weird.
Let me make this point here, too. Because this is a real poignant point. If we are supposed to accept that homosexuals are just born that way, and they just like other homosexuals, and we have all these parades and parties for them, right? Why can't we just accept that men are attracted to women in revealing clothing? Why are we...
The false equivocation is mind-blowing. No one is saying that you can't find people attractive. What is wrong is you saying you consider it an invitation, you absolute dunce. You do not get to say, oh, someone's wearing clothes I find attractive. It's an invitation. That's how that works. You don't get to say, I like something, therefore it's an invitation. It's not the case. People find all sorts of things attractive, right? Like, a lot of women find men in suits attractive. That doesn't mean those men are inviting women to come and hit on them. Of course, this guy's gonna be like, well, maybe they do. All men want to be hit on. Like, okay, dude, that's not what I'm talking about. I am saying that if you are attracted to someone, it is not an automatic invitation to come up and harass them. Period. Wind Chanter with 2 bits. We can take solace in the fact he's unlikely to reproduce, I suppose.
Deviance for that. I don't understand.
Like, for instance, like I'm bisexual, right? So I find certain people attractive based on a variety of factors. But, like, if you see someone in public who you find attractive, whether it's because of their personality, or if it's because, like, you just find them physically attractive, or whatever it might be, like, I'm an adult, so I recognize that that's not an automatic invitation for me to go harass that person, or whatever, not to mention I'm in a relationship with someone I love already, so that's not a factor for me. But, like, regardless of who you are, everyone in society is around other people. You're going to find some of those people attractive, whether it's because of what they're wearing, or whether it's because of who they are, or, like, their body, or their personality, or their mind, whatever. Variety of factors. It doesn't mean it's an invitation for you to go up and, like, be gross. What do you not understand about that? Long sock with a bit. Bet he would change his tune if someone started talking about if he is wearing gray sweatpants, he's asking for men to come hit on him. Yeah, absolutely. Like, I could say the same thing to this dude and be like, hey, what if there was someone out there, like, he was just talking about, like, gay men, as an example. And weirdly, he described gay men as men who are attracted to other gay men, which is weird because I know I've heard gay men talk about being attracted to straight men, right? You know what I mean? Like, it's not like their brain goes, oh, well, I'd be attracted to that person, but that one's a straight. So let's say a gay man went up to this guy and was like, oh, I like what you're wearing. Nice invitation. He'd rightfully be indignant and think like, hey man, that's not cool. Like, just because you're attracted to what I have to wear doesn't make it an invitation for you to come and hit on me. Would it click in his head? Would he be like, oh, this is also like what I'm talking about women? Very, very, really, just very frustrating. Ugh, dry throat.
Why are straight males deviants for that?
No one's saying you're a deviant for finding people attractive. Everyone finds a bunch of people attractive. That's fine. That's part of, like, healthy adult sexuality. You're gonna see people in public occasionally that you're like, oh, yeah, I find that person attractive. I don't know if you're gonna, like, cognitively think about it like that, but you'll be aware of it, right? And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, inherently. What's wrong is then taking that to say, I'm attracted to that person, therefore this is an invitation for my attention. It's not. That's the part that's the problem.
But homosexuals are protected and have their pride praised. Like, help me understand this one. Okay? I just want to know. I just want some understanding for that. Okay? So now that we've gotten that one out of the way,
why does he he's like doing an accent every once in a while? Is it just he thinks it's funny? I'm very confused.
Let's zone it back into this one. So you're a woman, and you're in a relationship, and you're dressing in revealing clothing, and your boyfriend is uncomfortable by that. Honestly, the correct answer is to just wear clothes that aren't so revealing. That's it.
No, it's not. Because if that person is so uncomfortable that your clothing is making them insecure, then no amount of changing your clothes is going to make them secure all of a sudden. It just isn't. That person's going to be uncomfortable no matter what, or they'll come up with something else. Not a healthy relationship. Big red flag. Probably tell them, no, like, this is not your business to tell me what to wear, and maybe use that as a warning, or if you just want to, just end it right there. That's fine.
Just dress modestly. Like, you won. You have him. You have a boyfriend. You don't need any more male attention.
It's not for male attention, you absolute dimwit. Like, what do you not understand? It's not for you!
Like, my question really is, honestly, what is motivating you to continue to dress in a revealing way? And I know what a lot of ladies will say. Lots of ladies will say, listen, you cannot control me, okay?
Yes. Everything else aside, even moving aside the fact that you telling your girlfriend what you think she should wear that's appropriate, aside the fact that that's completely based on your own insecurities and your weird conception that what women wear is specifically to attract the attention of men, all that aside, even if it were that, which it isn't, you would not have the right to tell that person what to wear. You just don't. You don't have the right to tell an adult person what to wear.
You can't control me. You can't tell me what to do. It's my body. I can wear whatever I want, and that's true.
What is with these people on the right and always doing like, I'll say your criticism, but I'll say it in a silly voice, and that means I win. That's not how that works. If you're going to criticize what someone is saying, then you need to criticize it, not just do a silly voice.
And that's true. You can. You can wear whatever you want. It's totally, you're not wrong. What you have to understand, this is a very important lesson, okay? That with great power, there must also come great responsibility.
Stanley would not respect what you have to say, using his fucking quotes to push your gross incel agenda.
And I know that sounds like it doesn't make any sense, but let me just scale it down for you. just because you can do something doesn't mean that you should. Yes, you can do it. There's nothing physically stopping you. But with the understanding that you are going to be attracting more male attention and suitors.
It's not women's job to coddle your ego. Be an adult. My goodness. Ask Compu with a bit. He's not Spider-Man. He's Chudder-Man. Some fresh Brie Larson. Oh no. Did Jeremy do... Brie Larson turned down Marvel and Disney begged her to play Captain Marvel? That's funny. Again, I don't know if this is true. This might be from... Again, I don't know if he's citing... Who is he citing with this? Oh, Sci-Fi Wire. Maybe then. Oh, okay. Brie Larson talks turning down Captain Marvel twice, auditioning for Thor and Iron Man 2. Okay. Interesting. Maybe we'll watch it. If not, we'll watch it on Friday.
And you already have a boyfriend. Then the reasonable thing to do is to just not do it. That's it. Unless your desire for male attention and your following on Instagram is that strong.
Or, how about this? Male attention, it's not their job to police it. If you find someone attractive, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not on that person to dress in such a way as to not make you look at them. Like, if you find women wearing short shorts to be something you just can't look away from, first of all, you have impulse issues, and you should probably get that checked out. But secondly, that's not on that person, right? Right? You just looking at them, whatever, kind of creepy. I mean, not just normal look. I mean, everyone sees each other in public. But if you're, like, ogling that person, creepy, but that's your issue, not theirs. I think one time Jesus was asked something about women dressing a certain way that drew men's attention. And they were like, what if a man's eye wanders because of a woman wearing certain clothing? And Jesus said something along the lines of, then you poke out his eye. And they're like, oh, what, Jesus? And he goes, did I stutter? Verbatim. This is how Jesus talked. Fun fact. But that's like how I feel about this. Like, if someone is wearing something that you can't look away from, then that's a you problem. That's not a them problem.
Just don't do it. That's it. It's not asking you to jump through fire and flame. It's just asking you to wear clothes that are less revealing, that aren't super hot, that aren't showing your butt cheeks off, you know? That's it. That's it. That's... Is that we're asking for too much? Apparently we are. We're asking for too much for you to wear clothing that fit.
Oh, yeah, the fake accent makes me so uncomfortable for some reason.
Asking too much for us to be tall men. I'm just, you know, I always gotta stick up for my short brethren. I always have to. Because I love them. So anyhow, let's move on to point number 2.
Baja Blast says, dude, maybe I want to show off my effing butt cheeks. You do it, Baja Blast. Baja Blast, for those of you who don't know, is my girlfriend. And we're in a relationship, and I'm very secure in our relationship. Baja, if you want to go show off your butt cheeks, you do it. Fuck yeah.
This bothers me a little bit. It's about this line right here.
And I shouldn't have to hide myself because you are either insecure about other guys seeing me, or you think that this is going to attract other men. Like, if you are in a confident and strong relationship and you trust that person, then you should not worry. You know, I should be able to go out naked and you should still trust me that I will be faithful to you. So yeah, this whole like, my boyfriend won't let me wear this just doesn't fly with me, because I'm like, your boyfriend does not own you. A strong and, you know, confident man will recognize that, and he won't be intimidated by that.
So, I've noticed lots of young ladies love to do this. They love to play this card that males are being insecure.
Yeah. Yep. You are.
And it's not even so much that they're necessarily wrong.
It's not about being a man either, by the way. If you're like the opposite was happening in a relationship, like I mentioned earlier, it would still be someone being insecure. It's about insecure people, not gender.
In that case, what bothers me is the fact that they always use it as an excuse to just do whatever the hell they were doing. If you caught my previous video about ladies in their past of being promiscuous, they love to bring up the fact that any male who doesn't accept your past of being a promiscuous woman is insecure. Now,
yeah, pretty much. Same thing for, like, dudes, right? If you're clean and you've had a lot of sexual partners, but there's, like, no, like, baggage with that in terms of, like, STIs or anything, great! Who cares? Who cares? If someone cares about the number of partners you have, it's an insecurity issue.
let me argue this. Let's say he is 110% insecure, young lady. Let's say he's insecure.
Okay, I'm there. Weirdly, I can picture this very easily. I can see this guy. He's sitting in front of a door. He's filming himself on a white wall. He's got his eyes closed. I can picture this guy perfectly. It's very strange.
And you're right. Why do you think it's okay for you to throw that in his face then?
It's not throwing it in his face. It's saying, hey, bud, I understand you're insecure, but that's a you problem. You need to work through that. It's not someone else's job to coddle your insecurity.
Like, this is something I just don't I don't understand this one. Like, this is a person you choose to forge a relationship with. Now, granted, I understand that relationships are mostly validation machines, and most people
No wonder this guy's single.
are just using them to feel good about themselves. I get it, but
No, what? Is that really how you see relationships? That's so sad. Oh, no.
but let's just pretend that you don't recognize that anymore. Okay, so you're a woman, and you don't recognize that this is just a validation machine. So in your mind, you're supposed to be having a good relationship with someone. You're supposed to like this person. You're supposed to want to take care.
Thank you to Devious Chillster with 25 bits, who says, oh my god, and these are the people who are usually like, quote, men are being more feminine, and that's terrible because they have emotions. Wah, coddle my insecurities.
Of this person. You're supposed to want to help this person. All these good positive things. You would hope that the relationship is not toxic in some capacity, right? Let's say it's not toxic. You want to help this person. You want to be there for this person. Then, like, why would you weaponize their insecurity then? Just so you could continue to just be the free agent that you want to be. Where is your honor?
Alright, Zuko, calm down.
Where is your integrity? Just as a human being. You're just downright just your integrity, man. No, listen, I listen. First of all, I'm the progenitor of saying that very many women don't have honor and integrity.
Oh my god. Why won't women be in a relationship with me? By the way, women don't have any honor or integrity. Genius. Thank you, Del Profundo, for following. Welcome to the stream.
I get that. I have the whole video on my YouTube channel. But seriously, I keep seeing this come up over and over again, that women love to talk about how men are insecure as a way to just justify the fact that they can do whatever they want to do. Yeah.
It is not women's job to coddle your insecurity. Deal with your emotions like an adult. It is not other people's problem to deal with your insecurity like you are a baby. Deal with it, bud. Not other people's problem.
Sure, you can. But if your boyfriend is being insecure, why don't you want to reinforce that? Like, where's just a part of you, just as a human to human, your empathy of recognizing his insecurity and you wanting to placate that and make sure that he doesn't feel bad? I don't know.
It's not people's jobs to coddle your insecurity. I cannot repeat this enough. This isn't some, like, serious issue. It'd be one thing if we're talking about someone who, like, has, like, I don't know, something completely different, and they, like, actively have a problem that needs to be addressed, and you can work together to solve it, but that's not what this is. This is you being insecure in your relationship and not knowing how to deal with it. Right? You're an adult, whether you're a man or a woman or non-binary or whatever. You need to learn how to deal with these kind of insecurities as an adult. And if you can't, then you're probably not ready to be in a relationship with someone. Like, these are, like, issues. If you are so insecure in your relationship that you feel that you need to dictate what your partner is wearing, then that's not a healthy relationship, and it's because of your insecurities. You need to learn to deal with that and understand where those insecurities are coming from.
I don't understand this. Like, why would you want him to be in this mind state? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to read this just verbatim. Devious Chilster says, "This isn't effing PTSD. This is you wanting to own what your woman wears, you utter puck muppet." Yeah. Yeah. Like, it's completely different if it's someone dealing with, like, a legitimate, like, issue. Like, something like PTSD. Whatever that might be in regard to. But that's not what we're talking about here. We are talking about you being insecure because you think that your woman or your man, if you're in a relationship where that's the dynamic, you are afraid that your partner is going to leave you because you are insecure in that relationship, even though no evidence points to the fact that that is the case. That's an issue you need to work through. That isn't some intrinsic thing that everyone else needs to work on, like, helping you with, or needs to work on, like, accommodating for you. That's something you need to deal with as an individual.
That's just not me. You know what I mean? I just don't get it. And more importantly than that, again, yeah, the more important thing that I really kind of wanted to come across there, more than my lack of understanding or ignorance, is it's not even a good argument. It's not even a good counter argument to, like, the point of, like
It is though.
your grand argument is that I should be able to do what I want, and if my boyfriend has a problem with it, then he's insecure. I mean, that doesn't mean anything.
It does. It means that you're trying to dictate what your partner wears because you are insecure. That's a problem you need to deal with because you can't control what someone else wears. And if you're not willing to do that, well, then it looks like that's the end of the relationship. Seems pretty simple.
It's not communicating anything substantial. Yeah, you can't.
It is communicating something substantial. It's showing that you have such little confidence and understanding and security in your relationship that you feel something as simple as your girlfriend wearing comfortable clothes outside when it's warm is a threat to said relationship. That is a substantive thing we're talking about. That you feel that you can dictate what your partner wears. That's something substantive. You can't just say something is not substantive and have it not be so.
You can do whatever you want, but if this is supposed to be your boyfriend, someone that you love and you care about, and someone you trust, someone you would want...
You can be someone's boyfriend or girlfriend and not necessarily love them yet. This is usually the kind of thing that's going to come up very early in a relationship, right? Like, probably in the first, like, couple weeks, I don't know. But, like, if your significant other is so insecure that, like, oh, I don't want you to wear that thing outside, you're probably not at a stage where you, like, love each other.
Want to support.
And even if you are, it doesn't change the fact that it's an insecurity issue.
Then wouldn't it be wise to, like, you know, try to help him deal with his insecurity rather than weaponize it so you...
Okay, but, like, by help him deal with it, it means fixing it so they're not insecure anymore. It doesn't mean coddling and changing your behavior for that insecurity. That's the difference. Ask Compu. Reminds me of my mom's ex who made her delete all her male friends and wanted 24/7 access to her phone because he's been cheated on before, and then the end of the relationship was caused by him cheating on her. Yeah. Yep.
You can just do whatever you want to do. I mean, sure, maybe a super confident, chill boyfriend will let you go around and broadcast your butt cheeks to other dudes. But here's my question, again, I must ask. Why do you want to? See, any male that thinks that women wearing revealing clothing is a broadcast to attempt to try to court them.
It isn't! Stop saying it like it's true, because it's not!
Is going to be a bit wary
Okay, and that's that person's problem for having that misconception. If they would like to be in a relationship with someone, they probably need to fix that misconception. That's why you're single, because you refuse to understand that that's not what these things are about.
Of you wearing revealing.
Why do these people always say male and female? I think because they think it makes them sound clinical, like they're being logical, like they're being like, in my research, males and females, when really it just makes them sound weird. I think they think it makes them sound like they're being clinical. It does not.
Clothing. And again, I must ask, as a taken woman, like, why are you displaying availability? Like,
that's not what that means! Bitch, it's hot out. Maybe they just don't want to overheat. Bitch, maybe they just like the way they look. That doesn't mean they're broadcasting availability. Like, would you say the same thing about a man wearing a nice suit? Like, oh, that man in that nice suit, he's broadcasting his availability to me. No!
Like, if you're a woman, here's the thing. Here's what you have to grasp, okay? Because you are being solipsistic if you're a woman, and you don't recognize this reality of the world, and you don't accept it. Like,
solipsistic woman, says the man who thinks that everyone should coddle his insecurities, and those come above everyone else's autonomy, and two, that he knows why women wear certain things no matter how many times it's explained to him that that's not the case. But women are solipsistic. Okay, great. Cool. Not a hypocrite or anything.
Like, if you have a problem with it, I'm sorry, but listen. I have a problem with the fact that rattlesnakes have venom, and if they bite you, they'll paralyze you, and they'll break down your skin. That's a sucky thing about reality, but...
Is he comparing, women wearing shorts outside to a rattlesnake? That's an interesting take.
It happens, okay? So you're just gonna have to accept this sucky thing about reality. And that sucky thing about reality is whether or not you as a woman perceive your mind that you're not trying to obtain male attention, we as men think that you are.
Then change the way you think, right? For one thing, you're not speaking for all men. No one can speak for the entirety of their gender. That's very stupid. Secondly, again, if that's your thought, then you need to change that. Then you need to understand that it's not. You can find things attractive, like I already said. If you think women in short shorts is attractive, great, good for you. You see a woman in short shorts and you like it, coolio. Don't ogle them, don't be gross, but like, no one's saying you can't find people attractive. However, that doesn't mean it's an invitation for you. It's not projecting any kind of availability. It's just clothing someone wants to wear for a variety of reasons that are absolutely none of your business. What is this solipsism where you're like, I'm not gonna change the way I view this no matter what? Like, yeah, dude, this is probably why you're single. Stop it. Get some help.
Sorry. Guess what? You wanna know something? Wasps sting, okay? Like a wasp sting, it hurts, and it's painful. And a black widow spider can probably kill you if it bites you. There are sucky, crappy things about reality that we all just have to accept. And if you're a woman, you just have to accept this reality.
Oh, so you're comparing men to wasps and black widow spiders. Yeah, that bodes well for you. Yikes.
That if you dress in a revealing way...
Imagine painting yourself as a deadly predator and thinking that's a good argument.
Males...
Spiders don't get to decide not to be spiders, and rattlesnakes don't get to decide not to be rattlesnakes. As an adult, you get to decide if you want to engage in toxic, harmful behavior. And if you refuse to not do so, no wonder people don't want to be around you. I'm not going to hang out with a rattlesnake that chooses to be a rattlesnake and bite people. And that's what you're doing. You don't have to be a rattlesnake. You don't have to look at people who are wearing clothes you find attractive and automatically assume that it's an invitation for you to harass them or whatever.
are going to think that
I'm gonna read this verbatim too. Baja Blast says, "Hey dude, there are some things you have to accept about reality. You're gonna have to deal with seeing people in revealing clothes." Good point.
You are available. That's what our brains are understanding.
Okay, so stop that. So if you have that impulse and your dumb lizard brain says that, with the rest of your brain go, no, that's not what that means though. That's fine. That's fine.
That's what we think you are communicating. And it doesn't matter if you say from sunrise to sundown that no, I'm just expressing myself. First of all, what the fuck does that even mean? You're just expressing, like...
People wear clothes that make them feel good, that express who they are? Do you not understand? In fairness, this guy might really not understand that. Every time we see him, he's always wearing like a plain t-shirt. So I have no idea if he understands how clothing works and how it can be a form of self-expression.
Actually, I don't know, I'm expressing my sexuality. Sexuality is your attraction to the opposite sex, and
I've never heard someone say they're expressing their sexuality by their clothing. I've never heard a single person ever say that.
Desire to have sex. So if you're expressing your sex... But you know, honestly, if you are a woman and you've ever said that you're just expressing your sexuality, you do.
I've literally heard 0 people ever say this. I think this is a straw man he's made up.
Recognize that you're literally just saying exactly what I said, just in a single sentence. I don't know. No woman can be that dumb. They just can't. They can't be that damn stupid. No woman that ever says that, they can't be. I don't know. Anyhow, the point is, sweetheart.
This guy reminds me, you know, remember on Family Matters when Urkel made that, like, machine that would, like, turn him into Stefan Urkel and he'd be cool? I feel like this is a one-off episode where he tries to turn into Stefan Urkel, but something goes haywire with the machine and it accidentally goes, like, incel, and it turns him into, like... Incel Stefan Urkel. Stefan Incel. Stone Corbell with 20 bits. A lot of this nonsense is just verbatim nonsense from incel forums. He needs to recognize that these incel forums are destroying his brain, and if he wants to be happy, he needs to leave them behind and get therapy to fix his brain. Yeah, for sure.
Maybe you aren't trying to attract a new mate. Maybe. But again, if that's not what you're doing, you're
Who wants to read my spec script for a Family Matters episode where he becomes Stefan Urkel? Incel Stefan Urkel. Does anyone know if Jake is streaming tonight? Not sure. Proud Boys brutally beat Black Lives Matter protesters after Trump parade. Yep, that tracks.
Motivations really do need to be called into question, but males are going to see it that way. So if you have a boyfriend and you still want to dress in sexy clothing on Instagram or in public or wherever, your motivations are going to be called into question. And simply saying that he's insecure and he's wary about it is not an excuse or a license for you to say, sorry, I can do whatever I want, I'm free.
It is, though. You can do whatever you want. You're an adult person. If someone's insecure because of that, that's their problem.
Listen, once again, yes, you can. You can do whatever you want. But weaponizing men's insecurities is
not weaponizing it. It's just saying it's not my problem. That's not weaponizing. Like, imagine if you never bathed. Let's say you never bathed and you just smell awful all the time. And someone's like, hey, you know, maybe I'd go on a date with you, but you kind of smell really, really bad. And you were like, stop weaponizing the fact that I never shower. Like, dude, no, that's not what anyone's doing. It's just that, like, hey, if that's your problem, that's your problem. And people aren't going to want to deal with you. It's pretty simple.
Not a license and should not make you feel validated in doing whatever you want to do. Excuse me. Saying that males are feeling insecure should not give you any, like, moral... It's not a moral leg to stand on. It actually kind of makes you look like a crappy person.
It's not about moral leg to stand on. It's saying, like, I can see you're insecure about this, but that's a you problem, not a me problem. It's pretty simple.
Because you're taking a shit on people's feelings so you can feel better about yourself. Once again, yes, I'm not saying if you're a woman you have to stop dressing in a revealing way. What I am saying is that you should take your motivations or why you're doing it into account, especially if you're in a relationship. And you are
Okay, take it into account. Still gonna do it. Who cares? It's like he assumes there's this implicit undertone of like, I just want to suck all the dicks when people are wearing like clothing that men find attractive. Nope. Nope. Not the case. Nope.
also have to take into account the effect that you're going to have on the world and the messages that you're going to be communicating. Because guess what? I'm not Charles Xavier. You're not Jean Grey. We can't.
No shit, you're not Charles Xavier. I feel like Charles Xavier would take you aside and be like, listen, incel man. I'm assuming that'd be his X-Man name. I understand that you're very insecure about the other X people, but we need to maybe not keep you on the team because you're kind of weirding Cyclops out. You're giving him the stink eye. He's like, you're weaponizing my insecurity. And it turns out Incel Man's power is turning his insecurity into, like, fist lasers. Pew, pew! And then he shoots Charles Xavier, and then Storm becomes the leader of the X-Men. Anyway. Did I see that Doomcock has a Mexican luchador persona as well? Hold on. Let me look at this. Oh, no! How many incel-based show concepts are you going to come up with? All of them. Hold on. This is Matt Jarbo's talking about this. Hey, oh look, hey, Matt Jarbo also is keying in on the Doomcock being, you know, this Commandant Nazi guy. Sounds like him, uses the same hand gestures, same filming style with similar fantasy persona. It's obviously him, just saying the awful shit can just slightly dog whistle about blah blah. The K on his custom luchador mask is also interesting. I would like a denial if it isn't him though. I wonder what Nerdrotic thinks. Is this Doomcock or not? Oh yeah, the K on his mask could be Commandant base. Yeah, okay. I'd have to see this video though. I'm curious. That's an interesting story. If you didn't see my coverage of that, check it out on my YouTube channel. I did a whole investigation on that guy who may secretly have a Nazi channel on BitChute. Did I see a car ran into a group of protesters in New York? Another person caught the same car on video, and it turned out the car was an unmarked police car. Nice. This country is fucked.
Can't read minds. I don't have the Sharingan eyes. I can't predict what your next plan of action is going to be. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I don't know. What I do know is that you're wearing a dress, and when you bend over, I can see your panties. So, like, my brain is like,
do you live in a hentai comic? Where are you that all these women are bending over in short skirts and you can see their underwear? What?
Apparently, you kind of had to have known that. I don't know why you walked outside of your house without recognizing that your dress was that short. You know, like, even if I'm not an overthinker, you know, come on, like, put two and two together. Again, I'm not saying that, like, screw it. I've said it enough times. My ultimate point is this: stop weaponizing men's insecurities.
It's not weaponizing to say, hey, that's your problem. So either resolve it or we're breaking up. That's not weaponizing. That's just saying that's your problem.
So you can feel better about yourself. If you have a past where you were being a sleut, then you're just going to have to own it and accept it. And if you want to be better, then be better. If you don't want to be better, then continue being a degenerate. That's fine. That's your prerogative. But you can't then backstep and be upset with males having an opinion on it, which is the grander point I made in the last video. But the more important point in this video is the fact that you can't weaponize men's insecurities just so you can get away with doing something to make yourself.
People aren't getting away with anything. They're allowed to dress how they want. And if you have a problem with it, that's your problem. That's all that's being said. You're not. It's like he expects people to have like a lot of weight on his opinion and care what he thinks, and then when they don't, it's like, you're weaponizing my insecurity. Dude, people just don't care. People just don't care. It's not their problem. Deal with it.
I'll feel better. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. Once again,
You haven't demonstrated it's worth not doing. You haven't demonstrated immorality. You haven't demonstrated that it's to get men's attention. All you've done is say that you think it's that, and it makes you insecure. Okay? That's your problem.
with great power, there must also come great responsibility.
Fellas, chat, ladies, did you know that having feminine characteristics is equal to being Spider-Man? True story.
And if you're in a relationship, you have to accept that responsibility that you are going to have an effect on someone else's emotional feelings, and you are going to have to do things to placate them to continue the relationship. That's your responsibility if you want the relationship to keep going. Sorry, you're not single anymore. You have a responsibility.
No, dude. The person's probably just gonna find a new relationship with someone who isn't insecure. It's pretty simple.
To placate this person to some capacity. It has to be done.
Why is anyone taking relationship advice from this guy, by the way? He's not in a relationship and has never been in a long-term relationship. Why would anyone... It would be like if I gave advice on like, oh, you're building a nuclear reactor? Let me try and explain to you what safety things you should put in. And they're like, oh, have you ever worked on a nuclear reactor before? No, I've never even taken a class on nuclear physics. Like, what? Why would anyone listen to him?
Otherwise, the relationship just can't function. I didn't make it that way. Don't get mad at me. Take that one up with the Lord. With that being said, I just hope you guys got something out of today's video. And if you did, man, you know, go and click the like button. And shoot, go and click that subscribe button. Comment in the comments below. And as always, you guys have yourselves
He forgot to put the end screen on.
a great day. I'll see you cool cat. Comment in the comments below. And as always, you guys have yourselves a great day. I'll see you cool cats soon. Adios.
Yikes. That dude's bad. He needs to learn to not.